Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're out here with the ducks today. They're just hanging out, and yes, it is snowing, and yes, they are outside in the snow. They are not locked out in the snow. They can go in there and into the barn anytime they choose. We're just deciding to be loud. Yeah, the boy's over there. That's Donald. He's pretty quiet. Girls are loud. Anyway, you coming, Donald? Anyway, today we are going to start talking about housing. So we're going to talk about this over several videos, so tune in next week and the week after and so forth to find out more about duck housing. Here comes the turkey. Hi, Blue. But for now, let's talk in general. So ducks are really hardy creatures, okay? They are incredibly hardy, incredibly smart. They have insulating down and waterproof plumage. The plumage is basically on the outside. Okay, those thick waterproof feathers, that keeps them dry. The fluffy stuff keeps them warm. Hi. Hello, monsieur. Yes, Blue, you're going to be a beautiful boy. Yeah. He's a beautiful boy. Anyway, we're talking about ducks, not turkeys. You are in the shot. You are hogging the shot. I know, but I want to film the duckies. Thank you. You're going to stay? I know, you love your ducks. Anyway, so they have insulating down, waterproof outer feathers. This allows them to handle a variety of climates. They can handle everything from the hot and humid south to the frigid north. Okay? They can handle it. They thrive in most climates. If your winters are mild, your ducks might choose to sleep under a bush or under a picnic table. They might decide to sleep out on the pond, swimming as they sleep. They can do all of that if your winters are not horrific. Now, our winters are a little horrific. Minus 40, minus 45, that wouldn't be adequate here. Okay? But in most climates, ducks will survive even if you do relatively little to protect them. However, providing adequate shelter increases both your egg production and your meat production. If you want healthier, happier birds, give them a shelter somewhere they can get out of the weather. Remember, it takes energy for them to warm their bodies up, and it takes energy for them to cool their bodies down. So make sure you are giving them somewhere where they can get out of the cold and somewhere where they can take shelter from the sun in the summer, because both can negatively impact the health of your animals. So, if you free up just a little bit of the energy they've got and allow them to not use quite so much energy to keep themselves warm, you will end up with healthier, happier birds. Okay? That's important. Ducks are prone to frostbite on their feet, especially like perching birds like the Muscovy. The Muscovy is one of the few ducks that actually perches because they're, weird. But they're all kind of prone to frostbite on their feet. So it is important to keep them from getting frostbite on their feet, especially the Muscovies. Muscovies are a little more sensitive to cold, and they tend to perch, which is, not ideal in the winter. So what I like to do if I'm taking care of Muscovies is I like to take the roosting bars away in the winter so that they have to sit on the ground and keep their feet warm. That's what I like to do. Not everybody does the same thing. But what is important is if you want to keep these ducks from freezing their feet off, give them nice deep bedding. We'll talk more about bedding in a different video. But nice deep bedding so they can nestle right down, sit right on those feet, and keep those feet toasty warm. That's what's important. Okay, you want to keep their feet toasty warm. That's important. They don't necessarily need heat. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Hi, Donald. He's such a beautiful boy. The ladies are loud. And there goes Donald. So, yes. They don't necessarily need heat. They just need to be able to sit right on those feet and keep them warm. Okay? That's really, really important. So, ducks also need outdoor access. But they absolutely 100% need indoor access that is not wet. They need to stay very dry, especially in the winter. And they need to be able to get out of the wind. Okay? They have to get out of the wind. If they can't get out of the wind, you're going to have a problem. So make sure your indoor situation can keep them out of the wind and dry. That's one of the reasons we have the ability to go in this barn, and there's a bunch of chickens in there right now. But they can go in this barn and stay warm. They can stay dry. We keep water outside of the barn. There's no water in the barn. One, because ducks are absolute nonsense. If you've had ducks for more than 5 minutes, you know how nonsense they are with their water. They get it everywhere. Okay, so it is better to keep it outside so they don't get the inside of the coop wet. Also, you want to keep the humidity down, and having water inside the coop does not keep the humidity down. So keep the water out of the coop in the wintertime. I keep it out of the coop in the summertime too, but keep the water out of the coop in the wintertime. Very, very important. So outdoor access. Yes, your birds need to be able to go outside. It's vitally important that your birds be able to go outside. Okay? They are not designed to be indoor pets. They need outdoor access. So don't lock them up 24/7. They won't enjoy it. Make sure they have outdoor access. You can do this with a run or a fenced pasture, or you can even free range. Remember that free ranging seems ideal, but it's actually, now we free range, so I'm not knocking free ranging, but free ranging can set your ducks up to become prey. Okay, the ducks might end up, I don't know, roosting on your deck all night and pooping on it and making a mess. They also might end up getting in your garden and making a mess of your garden. They might wander up to the road and get hit, or wander into your neighbor's yard and end up tearing up their garden, and then you're responsible. So free ranging is not necessarily ideal. It works for us, and I'm not knocking free ranging. Obviously we do it. However, you definitely need to think before you free range. You might be better off with an enclosed run or a fenced pasture. It is your responsibility to protect your ducks from predators. We will talk more about predator protection later, but it's your responsibility. So think about predator protection before you get your ducks and before you unleash them on your yard. Predators of all sizes will go after the eggs, ducklings, and adults. Even rats might chew the feet off your ducks as they sleep. It's happened to a friend of mine. So definitely think and make sure you are accounting for predators, because they're a pain in the butt. Don't like predators. Remember that sitting ducks is a saying for a reason. You can literally end up turning your ducks into sitting ducks because they are loud. They're easily seen because a lot of breeds are really colorful. They're pretty placid and laid back. They're really slow on land, and they really have no ability to go swiftly from land to air, even if they can fly. Most domestic ducks can't fly. So even if you have a breed that can fly, them getting from the ground to the air is really complicated. So definitely, there's a rabbit, but definitely account for that before you let your birds free range. Have a plan. Remember, ducks are one of the most attractive critters to all the predators that surround you. Even neighborhood dogs. We had that issue with the neighbor's dog tried to eat Dolly there, the brown duck. Well, we solved that by vodka beating the snot out of her. But still, that's not the point. The point is they're attractive as prey. Okay, one of the most attractive things, because they don't shut up. Listen to those ladies. He's quiet. They're not. So they're easily found, easily killed. You definitely, when you're talking about what your housing is going to look like for your ducks, you want to think about how you're going to keep them safe. So we'll talk more about the details of housing your ducks in the next couple of weeks. Tune in on Wednesdays for our bird videos. We're covering ducks right now. If you want to learn more about duck housing, that's when we'd be talking about it. But just for now, start thinking about how you're going to keep them safe, how you're going to keep them adequately warm in the winter and cool in the summer. All of that matters. But that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. Enjoy the winter with your ducks. We certainly do. We'll see you tomorrow.